and we'll get this meeting started. First of all, thumbs up on the new season, the new products, and I want to tell you that you guys are the most incredible organization for sure. And I'm going to make Brittany our spotlight speaker. Now that I know how to.
Yes. Okay.
Hang on a second. Gotta find her. Here she is. Oh, wait.
Me? I'm a cast iron skillet.
Brittany, sorry. What am I doing? Brittany, are you there? Still speak.
Yes.
Okay, more. Spotlight video. There we go. Yay!
Yay!
So let me introduce this woman who you're going to be hearing more and more and more and more of. Brittany has been with Ellington Voices team for just 9 months. In 9 months, she has 75,000 in career sales. Last month, or actually March 1st, she qualified as an executive director. Her team last month was just shy of 140,000 in sales. She had 11 qualified directors in her organization. Her personal sales were 15,500. She is rocking it out already. She has 43 recruits under her belt. Not all are qualified, but in 9 months, this is just craziness. And so she is doing 5 virtual shows a week. And Brittany, you can take it away, all yours. We are anxiously wanting to know, what in the world is this woman doing?
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Marie. So my name is Brittany Sunday, and like Marie said, I joined in May of 2019. The very first week, once Ellington recruited me, she had set me up where a goal was to get 4 parties that week. I didn't know any different, so my very first week, I scheduled 6 parties. And then once I had 6 parties scheduled, after my in-home party, I had 3 people sign underneath me. And so she reached out to me about a Rock Stars on the Rise group that she does every single month. And she told me about the program. All I heard was $500 bonus and you can earn a trip to Disney. So I was all in for it. So in the month of June, I fast-tracked, promoted to director, and my team sales were almost about 10,000. And then the end of that month, Ellington, Kathy Cucazella actually came to her home for a senior executive director promotion party. And that's where I met her. And they kept on talking about national conference. That was never on my radar at all. And so I went home that night telling my husband I wanted to go to national conference. So I literally signed up 15 minutes before the deadline. And that was the best decision I ever made within my business. So my husband drove me up to Chicago later in July, and I went to all the breakout sessions for the directors and everything, and I just wrote down every note that, I could write down. There were some amazing trainings there, and so whenever I came back, can you hear me? That's when I decided I wanted to go further in the business, and I wanted to continue to grow my team. So I continued to recruit, and in September, I promoted to a fast-track advanced director. And then the month of October is when my organization really blew up. We recruited, I believe, almost 90 people that month. And then I hit senior director and so less than 6 months I had hit that. And we actually went for month 1 for an executive director in November, but we fell a little bit short trying to promote our 6th director that we needed. So January and February came and we got it all worked out. We were able to promote, and I have an amazing group of leaders. We communicate almost every single day through a group message on Facebook, and I just try to stay really connected with them and my personal team. As far as how I run my parties, I do virtual parties. I will say back in when I first joined in May through July, I ran them in events and I posted manually. And it became very overwhelming when I tried to continue to do more parties. It was just too much to keep up with. So I switched to groups and I had switched to Visibly. And then, so I do, like I said, about 4 to 5 parties every single week. And then about October is when I started getting in Facebook Gel all the time. So, so in November, I made the switch over to Facebook Scheduler. So now I just schedule all of my posts in Facebook and I set them up the night before for them to go out the very next day. So I run my parties from Friday to Friday, and then we close them out on Saturday, Sunday, whenever
Okay.
they're ordered.
I want you to repeat that last thing. You are now doing Facebook Scheduler?
Yes. So I do Facebook Scheduler where I have all my parties set up through my business page and I create groups within that. And every night before the next day, I go and I post through Facebook Scheduler for them to automatically post for me.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a template in a way. It's just you have to manually do those every single time. And I do individual parties. I don't do block parties. I tried them a couple of times and they weren't successful for me. So I just continue to do the individual parties. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but for the most part, it just works better for me. So, and I do about 4 to 5 parties every single week. My March schedule is pretty booked, so I have about 6 to 7 parties every week that I'm doing this month. But like I said, I run them Friday to Friday, and I only do one pre-party posting day on Fridays, and then Saturday through Friday, I post all the products, games, recipes, all of that fun stuff. And I post a business opportunity post every single day in my parties, whether it's the paycheck game, what would you do with an extra $500 a month, the ask me anything. So I try to get people engaged that way. And then I post some type of booking post every single day in my parties too, and trying to encourage the host, you know, to get bookings off her show, because my goal is to at least walk away with every party with 3 bookings. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. So, so I always try to do that. And one post that I also do within my parties is I send it to my host for her to post if she could purchase any item. If money wasn't a factor, what would she purchase? And then she's going to ask her guest in the party as well. So what that does is that creates, you know, kind of like a big wish list item, or sometimes it might just be like a popcorn maker. I had a lady comment on my party a couple weeks ago that she would love the popcorn maker. So I reached out to her and let her know that in March, she could actually get that 60% off if she wanted to book a virtual party with me, and it helped out the host, her friend. So she was
Okay,
like,
stop right there, because that is the key thing. You sent that post, well, if money weren't an object, to your host, but then you are responding to the people who comment on that post in such a way. I was watching the magic you were doing, Brittany, sitting next to you. So that's the key. I'm thinking seeing you in action is how you are responding quickly to the guests as they comment.
Yes. Yeah, and just being really engaged with the guests too. And there's a couple other things that I post or have the host post, you know, what's their wish list item and just certain things like that. And so I have the host, you know, be engaged every single day in the party to have her post something, because it, like I said, it just kind of opens that door for me to interact, because her guests, I mean, they do comment, you know, on your posts throughout your party, but when the host posts something, they're going to interact even more because they know her. So, so that's really a big deal. So make sure that you're following up with those people, whether it be in a private message to them or just a comment. I typically just comment and I tag them in the comment below. That way they see that right away. I know that if you have a business Facebook page, you can message them within a certain time frame and it doesn't go to their other folder, but I haven't had as big of a response to the message. I would rather just do it in the party, because even if they don't respond, someone else may see my comment back to them and want to book a party as well.
And you're doing at least 5 parties a week, correct?
Correct. And Cora you asked them to book a party in the comment. Yes, so I am asking them in the comment, you know, hey, would you be willing to help out your, your friend Susie by booking a virtual party for March? Did you know that you can get the deluxe cooking blender 60% off? Or even use that April if your calendar for March is already booked up. So that's what I do. Just also a lot of my hosts, I'm reaching out to them and asking them 5 times to become a consultant. So the first time is obviously before the party kicks off. You're asking them if they would be willing to join your team. They can sign up this month for $19.80. I would still run the party for you. Everything would stay the same. The only thing that's different is you're earning the commission, and so they have that option before the party starts. The next time I reach out to them is once they've invited people. 200 invites and 50 people have joined the group. I'm messaging her saying, oh my gosh, you did such an amazing job. So many people have joined the party. Are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? You already have 50 people in this party. And then, if she says no, you're going to reach out to her again. Once the party has kicked off for a few days, you see that she's interacting, the guests are interacting, just say, oh my gosh, it looks like you have a great support system. Your party, everyone's wanting to interact. You're doing an amazing job. Are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? And then the 4th time you will reach out to them is when their party sales reach 300 or 400 in sales. Obviously, because they can use that kit credit, the $25 or $50 kit credit. So if they use the 25 kit credit this month, they would be joining for free. So the next time, the final time that you'll reach out to them is at the close of the party. And you can say, are you sure you don't want to join our team? You have done such an amazing job this week. If you would have joined at the beginning of the party, your commission would have been this amount. Are you sure you don't want to give the business at least 30 days to try out? And if you don't, worst case scenario, you have some amazing kitchen products, in your home. So those are the 5 times that I reach out to my host. And I just kind of copy and paste that every single week. I just kind of tweak it, to the type of person, whether I'm really close with them or I don't really know them, they booked off someone else. So just make it personable to them.
Okay, so that was one of the things that I wanted you to comment on, because I saw how quickly you responded to people. And so what is your technique for quickly responding, copying, paste? You doing that from a document, from text replacement? Where are you grabbing that? Are you using your phone or your laptop?
So I kind of use both. In my host, I create a host group every single week. So I call it My Awesome Host. Like this last week was My Awesome Host March 6th. And I kind of put an emoji there. So the week before would be the 28th that I had. So I'm literally copying and pasting everything from the week before. And then I'm going through one of my hosts, because you won't message that in the group with the recruiting seeds. You'll message them personally. So I reached out to Whitney, which was one of my hosts, and I was messaging her every single day. So I can share that information with you all. I don't mind. And there's also a document out there too that kind of, tells you when you should reach out, and it's just general information. Of course, you want to change it where it fits for you and it sounds like it's coming from you personally.
Great. Yeah, Cora asked the same thing. Do you have
Okay.
this?
Okay, and then, sorry, I'm reading some of the
Yeah,
comments.
and you're welcome to screen share if that helps you make your point.
Okay. I don't even have anything pulled up right now because notifications keep coming in, and so it's like blocking the mic every time I try to talk, so I have everything closed out. But I mean, I do, which Marie, I added you to that party, one of my highest virtual parties that I've had yet, and she had over 139 people join, and that virtual party was almost $2,300, I believe, which was my biggest yet. So you all are more than welcome to be added to that. I don't mind, Marie, if you want to share that so people can kind of see what I'm doing. So I don't mind at all sharing that.
And that's, I have it down here somewhere, Dorissa, right?
Yeah, Dorisha Jackson's Pampered Chef Party, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know everybody's going to ask to be added, so as long as you allow me to add them, I'd be happy to.
Yes, that is fine.
So sometimes we just, Susan Molton said sometimes it's just seeing something new so we can reward ourselves. And Cora says, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. That would be awesome, Patty said. I noticed you using your phone with text replacement too, or something. Like you were quickly responding to people. Like I was in.
Well, I actually don't use text replacement. I know that Becca does, and she's taught in a video on how to do that. I personally don't, but what I do is in my notes section, I just copy a bunch of stuff in there, and so I just go and copy, and then I paste.
Oh, so it's in your notes section in your phone. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do. And like I said, or if like the previous week from like my host group, I'm copying from there and then pasting in the group. I set up all my parties on my laptop, but as far as like, chatting with the host and everyone in Messenger, I do that from my phone because it's just easier for me. So that's what I do. So I use both, but anything that I schedule on my party, I use through my laptop.
One of the questions was, how many posts per day are you doing?
I do about 10 to 12 posts every single day, except for the pre-party day. I only do about 5 to 6 posts.
And besides your talking to the hosts in private are you doing any of those, to tell everybody, are you doing any of those if she books 3, any of those graphics or?
Yeah, so I have a host post that she will post actually tomorrow in her party, and it just talks about her wanting to get 3 parties booked, and then plus whoever books, she earns a half off item at their show, and she's in a booking challenge that when she gets 3 of her friends to host a party, she will get a special gift from me. So, so she earns a gift, and then sometimes if I know that I have some competitive hosts, when I post that in my group message to my host to post, I tell them, I'm like, okay, the first one to get 3 friends to book a party or to book shows, I will give you an additional free gift. So it kind of challenges and makes a competition for all the hosts. And I had a battle of the hosts go back and forth. I didn't even know these 2 were friends, and they were having parties the same week. And so they were making it a competition who could sell the most. So I said, okay, whoever sells the most, I will give you an additional prize. And then both of their parties were like over $1,500. And they went from like 300 in sales to Saturday over to 1,500. So that really motivates your host too, especially if they know they can get an extra incentive gift.
Sue Myers has a question. She said, please correct me if I misunderstood. You write and tag the host for if money weren't an object, and then you have the host post that in the party, and then you personally respond to the comments.
Yeah, so I sent her a private message in the host group giving her the verbiage to post. Obviously, I don't send her the image to post because everyone's going to have a different item that they would, want if money wasn't an object or a factor. So, so the host posts that in the group, and then I go down in the comment section and reply back to everyone that has commented with what they would purchase.
What would be easy? Would you post things, Marie? What would, I'm sorry, Patty, do you want to explain? Patty, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. I'm sorry, Marie. What did you say?
You just asked about something being posted in the training site.
Oh, yeah. You know what? So everybody's asking where all this material will be. And I'm saying I'll just put it on the PC team training site.
Okay.
Because then everybody can access it. It'll be video and all the supporting materials, if that's okay. I just said, what do you, unless Marie wants it somewhere else, but I'm assuming that that's where you want it. Okay. All right.
No, and as everybody knows, the new password is 2020 Vision with a capital V, and it's still pcteamtraining.com. And I know that you have 1 more or 2 more minutes, and then you need to go, and then we'll be back at the end. So, Brittany, is there anything else that you wanted to add about your extreme rise to success? Like 9 months is incredible. So what do you think caused you to be so successful?
Well, I think just consistently following up with people and, just being consistent. So, and, the prize is in the follow-up. So whenever I have people reach out, and they're interested, or reach out to get potential bookings or recruits, they're not following up. So make sure that you're going in and you're following up consistently with every single person. And after, you know, you do that for a while, then it's just going to become like, you know, second nature to you, where you just automatically know to do that. So just don't give up. This month is an amazing month with an amazing special. So if, you know, you're working to promote, don't give up, because I mean, this month you can totally do it for sure. So, I mean, and feel free to reach out to me and ask me any questions. I just know, you know, I was taught from Ellington, so I just followed everything she told me to do. And when you're onboarding a consultant, when I first onboard them, I'm making sure that I'm reaching out to them immediately. I'm not waiting for them to get their kit. I want them to get as many parties booked on the schedule as possible. So I'm telling them our goal is 4 parties every single week right out the gate. They're not going to know any different. And when they see that, you know, if they're kind of hesitant at the beginning, when they see that first month and they've done those 12 parties and they see that first paycheck, they're going to be super excited and want to continue to keep going and going and going.
And then being that you're using Facebook Scheduler, they're in the party that they were the host, most likely. So are they just copying and pasting the post from there, or do you give them an outline that's different than what you did in your party?
So Ellington actually provides Team Full Throttle organization with a Visly template. It's just kind of like a generic one, and she, you know, encourages them to go in and change the template, you know, to make it your own. So I personally don't use the template, but a lot of my team and my org, they do, and they love it. And they go in and make it their own. So she actually offers that to our entire organization, which helps out a lot. And then her and I teamed together and we did videos, a video number 1 all the way through 4. The first video is just welcoming the new consultant, you know, just telling them a little bit about Dash. The second video is telling them how to go in and create a party on Consultant's Corner and how to set up a party. The third video, I go in and I explain how to do Visly, how to set up a business Facebook page, how to set up a Facebook group and connect all of that. And then the fourth video goes in and tells you how to go in and submit your party and add your gift, you know, your consultant gift and everything. So that cuts down on a lot of time, because whenever I first started, I was literally spending like an hour to an hour and a half every single person I was recruiting. So now I just tag them in that video and they follow step by step, and then they reach out to me if they have any additional questions or if they get stuck in something.
Very smart. Well, thank you for helping, and I know you'll be available at the end for Q&A. So I am going to take you off spotlight and I am going to, you can send her love in the chat button. Cancel spotlight video. And I'm going to turn it over to Susan Molton right now. And Susan, I'm going to make you the spotlight speaker. Hang on a second. Let's unmute you first and then make you the spotlight video. Hey, there you are.
Here I am. Hey guys, how are ya?
Well,
So we actually have 2 of my rock stars on as well, Jennifer Mitchell and my fast track director, Melissa Lane. They are both doing block parties as well, and they are getting amazing results with bookings. Melissa has 40 shows running for this month.
oh
And
my gosh.
yeah,
40,
yeah.
like 40.
40 shows running this month, and we're doing block parties. So you put 5 people per week into a block party, and she'll do 2 block parties a week. So you can do 10 a week that way. And she's getting some phenomenal results in her follow-up and her bookings as well. And so one of the things that I asked her to do was to just send me her screenshots of the things that she is saying to her hosts and her guests and in the party, so that we can kind of train. It's funny that you asked us to do this, because I just asked her to do a recording for our organization on how she engages as well. And Jen Mitchell is an advanced director who's part of our team, is exploding, and she's having the same amazing results as well. So I just wanted to screen share. And Patty,
Yes.
was there anything specific that you want me to address while we're chatting?
well, I think all of us would like to know, number one, how in the world is she getting those kind of bookings to have that kind of, I mean, everybody who's sitting here would probably say, oh my God, I would do 40 shows if I had 40 shows to do. And how is she getting traction from block parties? Because it's sort of a love-hate relationship, because some people think that it's, you know, they're not getting the results from it. So any tips?
Sure. And I think I'll have both Melissa and Jen Mitchell, I will ask specifically, and then they can unmute themselves maybe. And
I can take you off Spotlight and put them on Spotlight. You just let me know. I said this was your little segment.
Okay. So I'm going to start by screen sharing with you just some conversations here. Let me just open up a conversation that Melissa is having, because I wanted to show people like the actual conversations that she's having with people. So let me go to, this is Debbie's. Okay, so Debbie, welcome to the block party, blah, blah. And then, you know, this is the initial reach out. Oops, sorry, I went right on to the next one. She's asking questions. I'm not sure if I'm starting from the bottom or the top. I think I'm starting from the bottom. Let me go down to the beginning of Debbie. So welcome to the block party. And then we got great recipes. Thank you so much for being so active in the party. Did you have any recipes? Did you find any recipes in the above link? She said, thanks for the recipes. Several pieces of PC. I used to be a consultant years ago, so ding, 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 recruit lead. I'm not interested. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not interested in becoming one again. So again, she's just having conversations back and forth. It's okay that you're not interested in becoming a consultant at this time. You know, like lots have changed. Have you seen the new summer products? And then she's like, she gives them the interactive catalog link. And then she goes and she talks right to the, this is our new catalog. It was released March 1st, blah, blah, blah. And then the lady actually is like, if I have a party, can it be later in March or May? And so then Melissa picks the date she wants. How about March 23rd? Host special is anything you want in the catalog. And she's like, wonderful. So if you ask Melissa or if you ask Jen, and most of these other conversations are the exact same thing, they're just back and forth multiple times before you get to an ask. There you can see back and forth, you know, here, let me give you recipes. What's your favorite product? Have you ever purchased before? Those type of things. And I think the key is making it as personal as you can, finding out what they're commenting on in the party. And then, you know, if they're commenting on crock pot meals, Melissa is chatting about crock pot meals with that person. And again, I'll let them unmute. I think I'll have you unmute Jen Mitchell first if she's still on. I know that she had another call earlier, but Jen Mitchell, she and I both, when we first started block parties, did not have a lot of success. And so we went back to individual parties each week. But we also knew that we wanted the volume to produce what our previous speaker was saying. You know, we wanted to have 10, 15, 20,000 in sales a month. And you can't do that and individually post without being stuck into Facebook jail. So we decided to give the block parties another shot. And it's really all about your host and all about your host coaching, I think. And I'm still tweaking it. I'll have to say honestly that I'm struggling a little bit more than my team is struggling, but I know it works. And we all know that there are ups and downs in the Pampered Chef direct selling. And so my first encouragement to you is do not get discouraged, because when Jen Mitchell went back to doing virtual parties, she ended up her first week, she was like, oh, I don't know if I can keep doing these. I like the idea that I'm only having to run 1 or 2 parties a week, but the sales aren't there. But the very next week, in 1 week, she sold $6,000 in one block party. So if you'll highlight Jen Mitchell and Spotlight her.
I took you off Spotlight. So
Perfect.
Now Jen can just, when she starts talking, she'll be center screen.
Perfect. Jen, will you explain what the difference between your first block party where, you know, you were struggling with your sales and then the 6,000 week?
Yeah, sure. So honestly, like sales is an average, as we all know. And I think it was just, it was January. It was mid-January. I think it was just timing, but the next week, so I typically run 10 parties a week.
Jen, can I just interrupt you for a second? You have your video shut off, so we're seeing your cute picture. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer for us to see you?
No, the picture's fine.
Okay. Well, just in case you want to screen share or anything. Okay.
So I'm double Zooming. I actually have you guys on my phone. I'm on another Zoom call on my computer.
Okay. No problem. All right. Just wanted to check. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but it's adorable picture. Love it.
Thank you. So I typically do 10 parties a week, and so I do 3 weeks on, and then I take a week off. So I'll do 2 block parties, 5 hosts in each block party, and I use the host competition idea in each block party to try to have the hosts invite, they get rewarded for inviting a certain number of guests, for having certain sales, things like that. Sue has a photo that she can share.
Yes, I'll share the image when we're done.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So I think really it's just, it really seemed to be about the timing of the parties, and sales being up and down. But I did, typically when I was doing 10 individual parties a week, my sales would be anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000. And so I did these block parties and had the 6,000. So I was like, okay, so it's possible, you can bring in the same income, but it is all about the host coaching.
And what do you think, Jen, is a little bit different with the host coaching of the block parties versus our individual shows?
You have to really, I think you have to pay extra careful attention to inviting and showing your hosts how to see how many friends they have in the group versus just the whole group, and checking in with your hosts individually to see how many they have and seeing if they need that coaching on how to invite more. Because typically when it's just an individual person's party, you can very easily see how many guests they have. So you just have to be really careful with a block party to be checking in with them about how many guests they have.
Perfect. Can you guys see the screen share of this
Yes.
image? I just made this morning. Jen's been doing a battle of the hostesses, so I created my own so that we're not using, she's got a huge organization and we don't want to be using the same images because she does a lot of parties. One of the other things with block parties that I think is really important to do, and Jen totally hit it on the head about saying host coaching and explaining what that means. So I send this image to my hostesses. I explain what I'm doing, and I say, I ask for 2 plants in my party. So I say, you're part of a block party. A block party is so that we have multiple hosts in a party. We have found, like, here's the experts coming in. We have found that when more people comment on the post, Facebook will open the filter so more people will see the post. Here's an example why. This post here, 2 people had seen it, 37 have not seen it. So what I would love to do is if we could have 2 of your friends be plants in the party that comment on everything they see. And if you, and I just started doing this about a month ago, if you'll start a group chat with 2 of your friends that are willing to post 1 image a day. So I'm giving my hostesses something to post every day, and then I'm asking them to give me 2 of their friends. So, and they start a group chat, and I just give them products. I just say, here's the catalog link, pick 2 things, 3 things on your wish list, and they give me 3 things that are their wish list. I give them images of that, rock or whatever, with the words. Here's what you're going to say about this. Sue says that the rock, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. They're just posting. So I can get more product in the show by having them post, and I tell them that I give them 50 bonus points towards the door prize if they'll post 3 times during my shows. So it's not like I'm even giving a door prize out to all those people. They're just getting more tickets into the door prize. So I ask for that, and I have images for all of my host coaching And again, same thing, seen and not seen. So here's a show that had 97 guests in it, 26 comments, and I talk about what happens when the filter opens up. 26 people commented on this, and now the filter is opening up and more people are able to see my images. So we tell them what we want, and then we tell them how we want them to do it and why. You know, we have to explain the why, I think is super important. So I'm going to stop screen sharing, and if you'll highlight Melissa Lane for us.
Okay.
So Melissa Lane is my first fast tracker, woo! And I met her as part of a virtual party, and she actually lives out in Chicago, so she got to go to the opening of the new product. She was in the audience of your spring or your summer kickoff. It was so cool. She was like sitting next to Michael Reeves. I kept going, there she is! So she's a fast tracker. She's super motivated. She has an amazing, she owns her own photography business, and she's been in marketing before. So she's really a rock star as well, both she and Jen. And she was just determined to connect with her guests and to teach her team. So we're working on now, you know, you've heard the training that the art of out and about, you know, learning to have a conversation with people is something that you can teach and learn. You don't have to naturally be a gabber like me. And so Melissa and I are working together to come up with some audios and some videos and things like that to just kind of help. You know, we don't want to always give scripts to our team because we want them to be able to fly by the seat of their pants and be able to respond to the customers, like Brittany was saying. So Melissa, explain some of your secrets to success.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. I don't know if everybody can see me.
Yep.
Okay. Basically, gosh, I started back in August. I signed up at conference to go to conference. So
Yeah.
that's how new I was then. And it kind of, a lot of people there inspired me. And I was a fast track director, but one of the things that I found is I did very well in fall. Going into Christmas, I did very well. But when January hit, 75% of my bookings fell off my calendar, and I was in a, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I went back to the basics. I green dotted. I reached out to people that I hadn't put on my calendar already, and I started booking again. So February started coming back, but I'm now seeing the residual of that in March. So my March, yes, I have over 40 bookings in my March. I'm running multiple block parties every week. Some of my block parties have 6 hostesses or hosts in them. Some of them have 5 hosts in them. If it's a launch party, I do them separate. If it's a bridal show or something like that, I do them separate and I don't run them in the block party. However, this is what I am finding and how I'm being successful off of my February bookings to really get my March going is, number one, I hostess coach. And one of the things I say to my hostesses when I hostess coach, because I'm hostess coaching a week before their party. So I'm getting them ramped up because my calendar's booked solid. I can work ahead with my hostesses. And so as I'm working with them, one of the chats I'm having with them is, I want you to give me 3 of your top friends and family that you would think that would have a party. So automatically they're kind of giving me clues. Am I reaching out to these people right away? No. But I jot that down. I write that down so I know. I'm also doing Battle of the Host as well. So that's helpful. And I do a monthly top bookings. My host with the top bookings per month, and these are after the bookings are held and qualified, I am giving them $100 shopping spree. Now, does that cost me $100? Absolutely. But look at the money I made off of the bookings that I got from my hostesses working for me. I use that as a leverage to help my hostesses, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But my post in my party, I'm pretty much 99% virtual. I've done 3 cooking shows. I don't mind cooking shows, but I'm working smarter, not harder. And so my post, I do a roll call on the very first day, the morning of the very first posting day, I do a roll call. This is important to me because it lets me know how everybody knows the host. Because I don't want to book all of her 3 cousins on the same week when I am booking. It gives me information, okay? Plus, it gives me a venue to message these people, because every attendee in the party, anytime that they message, I am actually reaching out to them on a message. Welcome to the party, blah, 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 blah. You know, whatever post they're messaging to me. I always do a bonus ticket for recipes, and that's what you saw on the screenshot there that Sue did previously of my conversation. Is I was responding back because somebody sent me off of a post I did, hey, I would like to give you recipes that you would like. You know, private message me what type of recipes you like, what kind of food you like cooking. And so anyone that messages me on the side, I know these are the people, if they're going to reach out to me, those are the people that are most likely going to book a show because they're engaged. Okay, so I'm going to automatically welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining Amy's virtual party. I'm glad you're here. We're going to have a week full of fun. And here's your recipes. I just go, I get recipes online, and I don't pick little recipes. I want them to feel like, wow, they received a lot. So if they say Mexican recipes, I go to a Pampered Chef underneath my website, and I say, I search for Mexican recipes, and then I send them all of the Mexican recipes with the URL link. And I tell them to save that link, because that link, there's all the recipes for them, but guess what that is? That's straight to my website. So wherever they save that, they can reach out for me. If you have anything, you know, any information you need, any questions answered down the road, you know where to find me, okay? Save the recipes, there's my link. You can find me. I also do videos. I do a video every day, and I don't go Facebook Live. I tape my own video, and so I have control, and I can reuse that and put it into different. But I always, my first video, my very first one's on Sunday evening. And on Sunday evening, because my parties start on Monday.
Melissa, that's about like host coaching. I just want to kind of, okay. we're starting to run out of time, and I don't want to, okay. I want to just kind of regroup where we're at. Okay. So you're host coaching, you're telling your host this is what you want, you're starting a week out, you're messaging, you're creating a post that brings people to message you. You are also reaching out to people in the party that comment on posts through that special messenger thing too. And if they respond back, you're trying to carry on a conversation and give them something of value. That's why Melissa is sending her the recipes. She's trying to give something of value to the customer, and to try to find out. And she asks a lot of really good questions. If you end up reading her things like, you know, things about finding out about their kids, or where do you work, or what kind of, you know, are your kids in sports? Like, she's trying to drag information, social information out of them, so that she can target solving their solutions in the mealtime. And I think Melissa is most helpful because she's giving these people like, oh my God, that was such a great recipe. I was able to whip that up for my family or whatever. And so then they're like, yeah, my friends need this too. So is there anything like a 2-sentence wrap up of anything that you want to put in there? Like, what, you got 6 bookings from one show. So was there something magical on that show, or is it just, as Jen and I were saying, sometimes you have great hosts and great guests, and sometimes we don't? What are you thinking?
No, I don't think it. There is something that I do. I always ask them if they're having fun, because I want it to be positive. Another icebreaker that I always ask is, do you currently have any Pampered Chef products? And when I ask those, that's when they start engaging in the conversation and start trusting me, because then I go back and forth and talk about the products. The last thing that I do is, remember I talked about the $100, the top bookings. I always have a message, and I copy and paste this, is Amy has 1 party booked. She needs 2 more to get that to be in the lead for the $100 free shopping spree. Or Amy has one party booked, she needs 2 more to get that free gift. Amy has 2 parties booked, she needs 1 more. Would you like to help Amy and get free products yourself? That's what I always ended it, because they want to help their hostess and they want free products for themselves. So that's,
you give the updates during that. And I think Jen Mitchell does the same thing, like, hey, you know, like the spoons that Pampered Chef has, if we get 3 bookings, we have 1. Great job. Amy's got 1 person. And you start the bookings right from the beginning of your show and start asking your hostess right away. So I think that is the key. Your hostess is thinking right away from the beginning, kind of like Brittany was talking about. She does the ask about recruiting 5 times. If we are focused a little bit more on bookings as well with our hostess before the show begins, I think that's kind of, you know, I have been on the tail end of it, and I always feel like I'm catching my tail, trying to run to catch the bookings, you know, like, oh my God, I don't have any bookings from the show. And then I'm backtracking to previous shows to get them. And I think that what these girls are doing is they're being proactive, not reactive. So they're starting with their hostesses, and they're letting their hostesses know, you know, here's our goal: get you some free products, get you lots of bookings so you have more future free products. Why don't you join my team and get some extra income, kind of thing. So Marie, is that good? Is there anything specific?
Well, God, I
can
can have you guys talk for, sorry about the background noise.
No, that's fine.
Sorry, I just hung up on my cousin. She's probably
Okay, I didn't want us to run out of time.
No, we've got 12 more minutes left for the call, and then everybody could be on here voluntarily for Q&A. I think some of the things is we did record the call, so we will make this available on pcteamtraining.com. Once again, the new password is 2020 Vision with a capital V, and that's pcteamtraining.com. So it's a website, not a Facebook group. And I would also highly encourage all of you that if you have some golden nuggets, that you share it back with Patty. She's the one who uploads everything onto the training site, so that we could make sure that it's like a file cabinet full of great resources where we all can kind of contribute and work together. And I'd like to leave it open right now for Q&A. So Melissa, I'm just blown away by 40 shows in 1 month. I just can't get my brain around what kind of sales you're going to have this month. And I just want to say hats off to you. And Susan, oh my gosh, you must be so proud of your organization.
I'm so proud of these guys. I am so proud of these guys. Like, really, they are great leaders with their own teams. Somebody asked about Melissa's videos, and I just started host coaching videos as well. A lot of us, and I'm sure Brittany Sunday also has the same thing, like she's got a Word document or a notes section where she's like, all right, assignment number 1, your first job is to invite X number of people to the party, da, 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 da. So we have scripts, and I decided that sometimes my scripts are lengthy, and that I don't read a lot of long messages, long emails, stuff like that. So I thought if I could do a 2-minute host coaching video, and I did 3 fast videos. My first one was 4 minutes. I did shorten it back up. But in the videos, I do hey, I want to help you have a successful show. Here's how we can do that. I'm going to send you 3 short videos. Once you watch it, send back a thumbs up. And so in that, I explain the host benefits. Here's how you earn your rewards. And by the way, if you want to join my team, you could earn free products and a commission. So I'm doing the host coaching rate as well as the recruiting rate in there. And for those of you who do go Facebook Live, if you go Facebook Live and you click save before you hit share on your phone, it is on your phone, and you can upload those videos into parties, into anything, and they play like a live video, not a YouTube link. So that is key when you're doing virtual parties, in my opinion, because when people are scrolling and they see me cooking, they'll stop and they'll watch a little bit. Do not be one of those people that's like, hi, I'm just waiting for everybody to get on. Welcome everybody. Don't do that. Get right into your video, because most people are watching your video as a playback. And I have really good friends of mine that are in the business, and they spend 3 or 4 minutes waiting for people to get on when they're doing their weekly cooking show. And I'm not going to wait 3 minutes. I'm not going to wait 3 minutes to find out what you're cooking. So get right to whatever you're doing, tell them what you're doing, and get right into it. So, and of course, I don't know if Brittany does any live videos, but secret messages was one of the things that Mary Haynes had coached us to do, having a secret message in your video. It could be anything. This morning, I did a Facebook Live. I go live every day in my shows. I try to do it at noon, but I definitely do a welcome, you know, hey, I'm Sue Molton, here's what you're going to find. And then when you watch this video, there's going to be a secret message. And if you private message me the secret message, so that gets them to reach out to you. You know, you'll get 25 bonus points into our door prize. And so like today's secret message was cast iron. I was talking about the new products, and the last product I picked up was a cast iron skillet. Sometimes I had that really bad flu head cold. It was wash your hands. That was my secret message. So like, make it funny, make it you know what I mean? My dog comes into it, sometimes Gracie or carrots or something crazy like that. Make them like you. When they like you, they will stick with you, and they will purchase from you, and they will book with you, and they'll join your team.
Now this seems like a very elementary thing. The messages that you've done for your hosts, you just did them on your phone as a video?
I did. And then I have a Mac and an iPhone, because my kids told me that I am computer non-tech savvy and I needed that, and they were very smart. And so I can, from my phone, airdrop the videos to my laptop. And so I have it on both my phone and my video and on my laptop, and I have them in folders, as you saw when I was screen sharing a little bit more organized. You know, I have folders. So I have like host coaching videos, host coaching texts, that kind of thing, images, games, things that I want to give my hostesses to post during the shows. I have them all in folders. And I also have them on folders on my iPhone. So if I am like, I'm going to Florida next week on vacation for spring break with my daughter. Now, I don't have any shows scheduled, but I have a bunch of new consultants, right? And we got grand opening. I'm going to have to work a little bit from the bathroom, probably, because I told her I wasn't working. But you know, like when you go into the bathroom, you pull your phone out and you get as much work done as you can on the potty. You pretend that you're in the bathroom for a long time. So I have albums on my iPhone that say hosts, desserts, virtual parties, bookings, recruiting. So I have images in each of those, so I don't have to scroll and scroll and scroll to find what I'm looking for. So I can go right into my group chat, like Brittany, Jen, Melissa, and I. Anybody who's doing block parties or doing multiple hosts in a week, we put them all into a group. And mine's like March 5th hosts. I'm like, hey gang, this is a group chat. Do not reply to this group chat. Everybody works. They're going to hate you and me because you're going to be pinged all day. But here is where I'm going to give you your 1 image a day for you to post. And then I say, Brittany, please post the image with the minion, blah, 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 blah. Cora, please post the image about the rock croc. You know, and each day I give that to them. So in those group chats, that's where I might maybe do a video and say, once you've watched this, private message me a thumbs up and I'll give you the next video.
Excellent. One more question that I have is, are you doing like Brittany does Facebook Scheduler, or do you have?
I'm using Post My Party. I have done Scheduler when I was like Brittany and I was doing, you know, 5 and 7 and 10 shows a week, and I ended up in Facebook jail. I stopped and I was in jail for 2 weeks. I dead halted. I felt like I was restarting my business all over again because, you know, if you can't communicate. So I started with Facebook Scheduler. But then I found that with Post My Party, as long as you identify when you are posting. So, perfect example. I have a Post My Party that runs at 6 a.m. in my team page. I have a Post My Party template that runs into my VIP customer page that are the like National Food Days, National Popcorn Day, National whatever. So it has a product of ours with some blurb about that. That runs at 7 a.m. because I'm not up usually, and if I am, I'm at the gym. And then I start my virtual parties usually at 7:30 or 8. So I am never posting manually in Facebook when my Post My Parties are being posted in my shows, because that was one of the things that was putting people in jail, because Post My Party is posting for you and then you're posting on another platform and they're like, ooh, that's a robot. That cannot be a person posting at the exact same time. So, Scheduler is great, But that requires, like Brittany, she has to be on her computer every night prepping for the night before. And I wanted to be able to create a template and say, run that template into this block party and then run the same template into a different one. Or maybe I write 2 templates and I offset them by 15 minutes. So I start at 7:30 and then 7:45. And I do that. And I never post anything between 12:10 and 12:45, because if I'm going to go Facebook Live, it's at the lunch hour, because I hate to cook. And so if I'm going to cook something, I'm going to video it. So if I'm going to have lunch, I'm going to make, you know, tuna fish with my manual food processor, I'm going to put the manual food processor in my party that week, and they're going to see me go live with some products. So if I'm around and I'm cooking, they're getting it live.
Excellent. You guys blew it out of the park. This is, I'm going to take it off a speaker view. Hang on a second. I don't think I am on speaker view.
No, I can see everybody, so.
Yeah, I think you can see everybody. So if you want to unmute for a question for either Melissa or Susan or
I have
Jennifer.
a question for Brittany. Brittany, do you find that your interest and your engagement rate drops off drastically after about 2 or 3 days in your party? Or are you still getting good engagement as you go? Because I've shortened my parties like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 days, then up to 4 days, then down to 3 days, because I find like by the time day 3 comes, I don't have a lot of engagement. So I'm trying to get them like done and over with. What are you finding?
Yes and no. It just really depends on the type of party, you know, with how many guests are in it. So I just try, instead of like posting like all like the big fools, you know, and gadgets and stuff like all in one day, I space it out. So like one day I'll do the blender, one day, you know, it's a quick cooker. That way people, you know, are excited about seeing what else is coming out. So.
Good suggestion.
Good. Any other questions?
Susan, what did you say the steps were? You talked so fast about doing the recording, uploading it, downloading it. What were you saying? And then it goes straight to Facebook without
Sure. Yes. So when I am making a recording, so my host coaching recordings are only like just on video on my phone. Those I didn't do Facebook Live. By the way, though, you can create a fake group called Sue's Fake Group, and you can go Facebook Live in that group anytime you want. Yeah. When you make a Facebook video, Facebook identifies that, and that plays in Facebook differently and as a priority, because it's a Facebook video. Like if you do YouTube versus Facebook, that's different. So for my host coaching, I just did a video. Hey, this is Sue. Let me help you. My 3 different videos. And then from my iPhone, I go into my photos. I go into my video, and you know, the little box with the up arrow that exports it. I export it, and I do what's called AirDrop. You have to turn AirDrop on your phone and AirDrop on your computer on, and it'll find it in the air, and it'll be like, where do you want to send it to? Because it's a big file. That's how you can AirDrop it, because you can't send it on Messenger, and you can't send it by a text. It's too big. It's going to say it's too big. So you can AirDrop it to your computer. And then at that point, you can upload that to YouTube if you want, but I don't. I leave that unless I want it to kind of make my YouTube channel look like I'm actually doing something with it. And so then I will leave it on my computer, and I'll put it in a folder called Sue's Videos, and I'll label them so that I know exactly what it is, you know, 4-minute applesauce or whatever it is that I'm doing. And then if it's apple season, I will post a video of me doing 4 minutes of applesauce in the quick cooker, and then other quick cooker recipes, and then the quick cooker item, and then maybe the quick cooker at 60% off or 50% off, and say, if this is a tool that you would love to have in your kitchen for half price, you know, comment below. I'm going to tell you how you can do that, or something like that. So it's AirDropping, and then I upload it from my computer into the parties. And let me show you, I'll screen share for a second.
Yeah, how do you keep it moving? You said you kept it moving.
Yes, so let me go into a, my last chance first glance show.
It's moving because it's a video that you upload versus a link to somewhere else.
Correct.
It's moving.
So when you're in there, it immediately goes to the video versus when you are having a just a regular. I was just thinking maybe I could scroll to find one. But when you upload it, see how I'm scrolling and immediately it starts playing? That's the difference between somebody having to click a YouTube link and open something, and that's how you can use the Pampered Chef's videos personally before you don't end up in Facebook jail. You know what I mean? Because if you upload it live, it doesn't put you in jail. It's just a whole different ballpark. But you definitely want to have your own videos too.
So what are the steps to upload it live, if you don't mind?
Sure, no problem. So I will show you exactly what you do. So
It's just like doing a picture. When you hit upload photo video, you just find the video file.
Right. So here, I'll just go to my own personal page and I'll just upload something to it. So you just come here, you just click video, and then it's going to ask you, what do you want to upload? So I'm just going to go find, I think it's in my 2020 folders. I have a folder called videos. And I'll just go find a video. How about homemade peanut butter? And then we eat so much.
The bigger the video, the longer it takes to upload. So you need to let the little round gray square go all the way around until it's done.
My new cooking blender, because it's so much better than Teddy's peanut butter.
You can do the same thing in parties and schedule them out if you're using Facebook Scheduler.
Yes, yes, you can.
And all you're doing is downloading them to your computer from the website and you're putting it in a folder.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that only works if you have a Mac. So those of us with a PC are going,
no, you can do it from a PC. I can just AirDrop easy. Tiffany, you can address that.
I mean, I have a Mac too, but you just, any of the files that you download from marketing imagery, like all the videos that you download there, it's the same process. It doesn't matter what computer you're on. I do it from a computer though.
My phone, when I do a phone.
When you do a video from your phone, you can, you just, instead of going to like whatever folder Sue went to, you're going to go, well, if you're Apple to Apple, it's different than if it's, say, Apple to a PC. You're going to, you're only going to have them on your phone to do that. You're not going to,
She might be able to use a Dropbox. She might be able to use like a Dropbox.
Yeah, you gotta, like, if you want to put them in like a Google Drive or somewhere so that you can pick it up from another device.
Yeah, Google Photos might.
Yeah, that would work. Google Photos would probably work. The only thing about downloading everything onto your computer is that it eats so much space. You know, my first Mac, I actually, I was like, why isn't it working anymore? Because I was just downloading a ton of stuff. But
well, did you guys, you can upload it to your business page and then you create a library on your business page and then there's no reason to keep it on your computer after that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. I've used Dropbox before and I have an external hard drive. So I try not to, I download it in the downloads. And then once I get rid of it, I just delete the download folder. So
Tiffany, will you explain on your business page, like I upload to my business page all the time. Do you do albums just like in my group, in my team? I have
okay,
albums.
I'll screen share real quick.
That would work.
That'd be
All
great.
right. So if you are on your, hold on, let me move my screens here. Wasn't prepared.
That's okay.
All right, so
Let's
here's,
do it. I love it.
sorry, that's some
I
networking.
think this is what the next topic needs to be, how to organize all our stuff.
Tiffany needs to be the key for that. She is.
Okay, Tiffany, what are you doing April 13th?
That's our spring break, so I don't know yet.
Oh, that is your spring break? Okay.
Yeah, it's Easter Monday.
Then,
Isn't it? No,
okay.
yeah, I think that's Easter Monday.
yeah, well, then we have dibs on you in May.
Okay. I mean, are you going to do a meeting that day? More than likely, I won't be doing anything.
Yeah, second Monday of the month. The only one we're not doing is July because it'll be right after conference. or conference.
So
Okay.
just over here in your videos, you can add a video whenever you want.
Right. Do you add, but you can't make albums, right? Oh, you can, video library.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have a library. So, like, say, for instance, I want to use this video in a party in a little bit. So I uploaded it and see it has its own URL.
Yeah.
So I can just use this link in my in my party and it auto plays as well.
Oh, see, that's a good tip. I did not know that. Thank you.
So, like, for
Thank you.
example, I don't know if I did this right.
I love these new Sandy live, like you get the reality of her laughing or giggling and stuff. Those are great videos.
So, like, today when I did, this party just started today, like, here's the Blender post that's coming. No, I think actually I uploaded that one.
Yeah, I don't see a link. So can
See,
you
this
try-
one goes right there. See how it says Foreman's Foodies? That's to my business page, but it's auto playing.
So you posted that link after you wrote all of this, blah, 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 and then you
Yeah,
posted the
then
link?
I just copied the URL over.
Okay. I'm gonna
So then
try
that way you can, like, schedule the URL too, like if you're using one of the third-party schedulers.
You can
I mean, but
also-
I have no organization to my folders. Like, my Sue's folder was great with videos. Mine are just all sitting in download, and I just have to type in the word brownie and find it again.
That's one of the things I recommend, that when we start out with our new consultants, I start right away before they download anything from Marketing Imagery. And I give them a list of, you need a host specials folder, a dessert, main dish, appetizer, and drink folder. You need host coaching. Like, I give them like 6 or 8, like these.
I
are the
used to
things-
do that. Like, my folders used to be really organized, but I'm downloading so much more these days that I haven't, like, moved things around as well.
Yeah,
as
and
probably-
just this year I started, Marie, just an FYI, because I was having the same problem. My Mac is starting to get a little clogged. So I plugged in my Mac to a external backup drive. I downloaded all of my photos there. Then I started a 2020, as you notice, when I screen share, I started a new, in under my photos. Like, I have all these folders here in my photos, but I started a new one called 2020. And now I have the things that I'm using most. So none of the discontinued stuff. And I started deleting a bunch of these. Now, having said that, I couldn't find any of my St. Patrick's Day's images because those were all old. But then I just went to my backup drive and I typed in St. Patrick's Day and I dragged them into my desktop here. So by the end of this year, all of these folders are going to be gone, and the only one that's going to be left is my current one that's 2020. But if I need any of those images, I can just plug my backup drive and yank it from there, so that you can really get all of that stuff off of your computer so that you're not bogging down your system. And then there's a thing called, gosh, what's it called? Something cleanup. Let me just look. It's down here on my desktop. There's a thing that you can clean up your Mac.
Yeah, I think it's just for a Mac though, Sue.
Oh, but they have them for PCs too.
Okay. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
So yeah, so you can do that and it'll clean up your desktop.
Go to
Wow.
if you want to, you can go to your application.
Eileen O'Heron, I know you're on here and you just asked a question. Do you want to unmute and?
Okay, what was my question? Which one?
Well, you were talking about labeling folders and.
Yes, I have to say, I mean, I did the same thing, you guys. I was downloading stuff and then I couldn't find it because it was being downloaded as a JPEG or a video with nothing other than characters. So I spent a lot of time looking for things, and as of, just maybe a month ago, I went in and started naming the pictures and videos, and it's so much easier. And I do the same thing. I created VP day 1, and I've got my pictures just for day 1 in there, and then VP day 2. So it's very easy to just open, click, drop.
It's
go.
important, like she's saying, on your phone, for those people who are mobile, having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just putting some images in each of those, so that if you're on the fly and Post My Party isn't working, or Scheduler isn't working, or you need to send it to your hostess for her to post because something went wrong, that you know that no matter what week you're in, if you give her something from the Tuesday page that's never been posted this week in that party, because it's in the Tuesday folder.
Correct. Agree 1,000%. And same thing with like Word, Microsoft Word. I have it downloaded as an app on my phone, so I can just grab whatever I'm posting on the fly and run it in. Yeah.
Oh, well, I think we really need a systems call and more on engaging, because this is a very popular topic. And if you either will volunteer for April 13th or recommend somebody, that would be awesome. I want to go back to Brittany for one reason. She forgot one important key detail that she wanted to share about how she runs her parties and gets the results. So Brittany?
Okay. So one thing I forgot to mention, and if anyone joins the group that I'm letting Marie share, on my party, you will see that I offer triple ticket Tuesday and triple ticket Thursday tickets. And so what that does is it helps generate orders that come out, or come in. So I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So what they do is I obviously don't calculate the tickets. I don't manually track them, but it gets people to order. So if they order on Tuesday or Thursday, $20 worth of product, they're getting 60 tickets. So a lot of people like to get their orders in, and that, like I said, that will generate a lot of sales at the beginning or at the end of your party. I used to just do triple ticket Thursday, but now I do both. So it's helped out a lot. So I highly encourage everyone to do that within your parties as well.
Great idea.
Do you have a picture post for that, Brittany?
It's actually in the group that if you want to request to be put in it, and Marie will share that. And so you can go in and you can just type in triple on the group in the search bar, and it will pull those up. And I post the verbiage in there as well.
Thanks.
Susan, thank you for mentioning about going live, posting a video at a time where we might have something scheduled.
Yeah, that I have not been in Facebook jail once since paying attention to when my posts are. Like literally, I actually took like a little sheet of paper and I wrote like 8:06, 11, whatever. And so like if I was going to get into my team page and start posting a bunch of stuff, I will look to see and I'll be like, oh, I got to wait 3 minutes. And then in 3 minutes, that post's done. And then I have 2 hours of open windows. So like if you know you're in your office between 9 and 2, then at 11 o'clock, go take a coffee break because you know you're posting at 11. You know what I mean? Like even set an alarm on your phone maybe that rings and says, Facebook is posting now. Because if it rings, you're going to look down and you're going to be like, whoop, stop. Like whatever we can do to help ourselves not get stuck in jail is key. And if you can just be posting a little at a time. And Brittany, when I had asked, but it got lost in the comments there, do you post the exact same thing in both of your shows or all 5 of your shows that week? Or do you, because you're manually posting, are you posting a different image with different words into each party?
No, so I post the exact same thing, but I space them out 5 minutes apart. So I go and like for like this week, Nikki, all of her posts will be right at the top of the hour. Susie's will be 5 after. So I just do that and have different tabs that I have open. That way I just go through. And I try, if I can get ahead of myself, I like to schedule at least 2 to 3 days in advance because, I mean, it does take a long time, you know, to go in and schedule your posts and everything. So that's what I do. And then also someone in the comment had asked how I track my tickets. I'll be honest, I don't track tickets at all. But if you have, I don't know if anyone knows this, but if you have over 50 members in your group, on the left-hand side of your party, you can click on Group Insights. And on Group Insights, you can scroll over and it will show your engagement and who was the top one that commented, post, all that. So really, I look at that. If that person ordered, they're the one that's getting the prize. Or if they didn't order, too, what I go is who booked a party from me. Because, I mean, and I know like Cammie Cruz had said in a training at our director retreat, she said a person who books a party off her, those are always the winners of the party.
Oh, who book?
Yes. So when you come to your party, oh, it's because it's archived. I'm like, why can't I see it? I'm like, because I archived the group. And FYI, you probably want to archive a group after you close it, because there are other direct selling companies that have been advising their people to go into old groups and start posting stuff. And I've had people try to start posting their stuff into my group to try to get information.
Where do you archive it?
You just under more right here, you just come down and it says archive group,
Okay.
which I'll do in just a second. So you come over here to group insights on the left-hand side. Can you guys see my screen?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was like minimized and you can't see me. So now you're in your group insights. So as long as you have 50 people or more, like Brittany was saying, you have all this information here. So you can come and see who actually it'll tell you, I commented 144 times. And if you scroll down, Lisa commented, and it'll go down and it'll tell you who the people are and how many people have seen these posts, etc. So the top people who post, and it spiked. It was a one-day event, so you can see when you get the most engagement and stuff like that. So that might help you know when to go ahead and post in your parties. It's just good general information that you can find.
And Sue, if you, on your screen share, if you click on the right arrow, if you scroll up, the right arrow right there, and then click on more member details, you can find stuff there too. It will give you like your top 10.
Yeah, so you can scroll down and then you'll be able to pick, and then you'll be like, oh, she's a consultant of mine, but she's a good one to see if we can get to book a party. She can get a book a party. So you'll get to go down and see who those people are, and then reach out to them. And I do the same thing Brittany does, to be honest. I don't count points. I don't ever tell people that, but I do tickets and stuff like that for certain things. Like I did a $100 box and a $200 box to kind of jumpstart my February, and I wrote everybody's name on a piece of paper who commented on that post and all of that, and I put them in, and I pulled a winner. And then I did the same thing for my team. Anybody who did a booking blitz, their hostesses went into a $100 box, and I pulled their name and I went Facebook Live with that. But for parties and stuff like that, yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Did you say the insights only work when there's 100 people?
No, just 50 people.
joined?
Once you have 50 joined members, their insights will show up.
They have to have joined. Okay, not that they invited, that have joined. Okay.
Correct. And that's why block parties are good, because like I have one host and she has 23 people that have joined, but
Yeah.
I just added another host to that party. So hopefully we're going to start gaining.
Great. Thank you for sharing, you guys. I really appreciate all this.
Yeah. And one thing that I've done before too, I try to do this consistently because I don't get rid of my old group, especially like my parties that have been really, really high with sales or like members. I go in every month and I post like the new host special, or if there's a new consultant special like this month, I will go into some of my old parties and post those. I've had people sign up that way before, especially in October. Whenever I posted the new, the $79 special, I had random people join my team, said that they would love to join, that they had been on the fence about it, and they never even communicated with me within the party. So had I not posted, they would have never joined my team.
Okay, so question, if you archive those groups, can you still go back in and post that stuff?
Yes, you can unarchive the group, post it, and then archive it again.
Okay.
It's just a click. You click it like I just did. I went in and it was archived. I clicked the more button. I unarchived it. Then I showed you how to get to group insights. And now I'm going to do what Brittany just said and post the special for recruiting. And then I'm going to archive the group. And I'm going to say message, this is a last chance first glance. So message your consultant for more details.
Yeah.
So that it goes to the consultant that invited them to the group.
Right. And as we know, our hosts are our number one potential recruit. So one thing you can do as well with your host groups, if you're messaging them in groups, like if you're, weekly, I know that I do, you can always post the new recruiting special in your old groups. So I would encourage you to go and do that. I do that quite a bit too.
And it's nice that they can still get a past host discount because they haven't closed that loop yet, you know, so that if you get a booking a month later, that past host, as soon as you add the past host to the party, they will get a half price item. So it's a good deal.
How often do you do that on your group messages to your hosts? Do they get upset? I did that recently, but only for the first time.
I haven't had anyone get upset, and I mean, if like this month is huge, October was huge, so obviously like I really wanted to push it in. And so you don't do it every single month, only when there's, you know, if there's a new consultant special, and if you feel like, you know, it would benefit you. I mean, again, with it, they can always just, you know, remove themselves from the group.
Okay. Thank you.
I wish all of that was recorded.
I know.
Well, it says it's still recording, you guys. My internet and my house just dropped off.
Marie, can you quickly, or I don't know what to do at this point.
It says recording. I can go up to,
Yeah, it had recorded the whole time.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
so I can stop the recording or pause the recording. So I guess I could press stop.
Yeah, press stop for now if we want.
Do you want to stop? Yes.